In this video, I'm gonna go over the worst fitness advice you'll ever hear and why it's actually ruined more bodies than it's built, including mine for a time period. The worst part is I believed a lot of this fitness advice that I'm gonna tell you. Now, you may know some, but others you'll be like, oh, that hits home. It's not because I'm stupid. It's because I've tried absolutely everything. And a lot of it sounded right in the moment. And as you follow through it, you'll realize that social media online is full of coaches promising shortcuts, hacks, diets that last about a month and give you insane results. So without further ado, let's go through the worst fitness advice out there that's causing people to get in worse shape, affect their headspace, and that people are still following to this day. I cannot believe it. I can't believe I followed some of this. So number one, more is better. Everyone thinks like more sets, more cardio, more days in the gym. Wrong. Your muscles grow during the recovery period, not during the workout. If you skip rest, you're doing too much. Your cortisol can actually spike, your testosterone goes down, and as a result of that, you actually end up burning out or just not building the muscle or the shape you want. Whenever I was 16 and I look back and I started the gym, I thought to get further along, I would do more. So I would slide in extra cardio sessions. I would train 7 days a week. I would just think the harder I train, the more I'll get. And what actually happened in my training was I never got stronger. And whenever you don't get stronger, you don't build muscle. I was doing 6 and 7 days a week. And the only muscle group, I will be honest with, that grew was my triceps. I don't know why. I don't know if that's genetics. Everything else actually slowed down. And the funniest thing is when I went from 7 days a week or 6 some weeks down to 4, I grew more. I worked less. I got other hobbies. I had a life, and it made everything so much better. I think the idea of training 7 days a week almost made me feel like I was better than other people when I was young, or like I would get ahead. But the thing is, lifters who last don't do that. They train hard, they recover harder, and more isn't always better. Better is better. It's why most of my exercise now, I do 3 or 2 sets, and I train 4 or 5 days a week. 2, you have to cut carbs to lose fat. Carbs do not make you fat. Overeating does. Every miracle diet works, but they all come down to this, whether it's keto, intermittent fasting, whatever it is. It's just a calorie deficit. You're going to know this. Carbs fuel your brain, your muscles, give you a big ass pump. And when you drop them too low, you'll notice your performance drops, your lifts can go down, your mood's terrible, and your sleep suffers. And on top of that, who wants to live in a life where you can't have bread, you can't have pizza? When people go keto and they lose like 5 pounds in a week, well done, Deborah. You've just dropped water fucking weight. Sustainable fat loss comes from consistent eating of less calories over time. Get enough protein in so you keep your muscle, enough fat so your hormones, mood are regulated, and carbs so you have enough energy and don't hate your life. A good balance of macronutrients rather than cutting one out will always give you a more sustainable and better result. Next up, we have just eat less. This phase ruins people's metabolisms, and it also can make you over consuming calories because 100 grams of nuts contains a lot of calories. 100 grams of strawberries contains a lot less, but the nuts are way less in size, whereas the strawberries are way more volume. So whenever you break it down, you're gonna eat more, but you would lose more fat because these are lower in calories. So eating less doesn't just simply work. And in an ideal world, if you even think about this as let's eat less calories, if you just drop your calories super low for a long time period, you would probably struggle with consistency. You can end up binge eating, creating a disordered eating pattern. And there's a lot of variables. The best way to that is shown to keep it off is by doing slow calorie adjustments and just slowly dropping them over time because you're going to get the most. This is why bodybuilders who have to get insanely lean don't just drop to 1,000 calories, even though they have the discipline, because you want to maximize your muscle building and keeping potential while maximizing your fat loss potential at the same time. Like anybody can drop to 800 calories for a month. But the problem is, do you build the habits, the long-term identity, and be able to lose the fat and keep it off long-term? You won't. So don't do something for a week you wouldn't do for life. I really do mean that with your diet. I think it's super important. So in other words, don't starve yourself and eat healthy food, not less food, because most foods that are higher in volume will tend to be more healthy, more whole foods. Your protein, your veggies, focus on your sleep, your hydration. This will reshape your body faster than skipping meals and eating less ever will. And for goddamn sake, track your calories. God damn. Next up, I cannot believe I'm saying this because I get DM'd it all the time. You cannot spot reduce fat. Otherwise, my face would be pure chiseled. In reality, you cannot crunch your way to abs. Yes, you'll build the muscle. I don't know if I've got abs. We'll see today. Not bad. But in reality, you get my thought process. You cannot burn the fat just by doing crunches here or doing these oblique bends to get rid of the fat on your side. Hundreds of setups will not flatten your stomach. They'll just build the abs, okay? Fat loss is a full body. It's driven by calories, hormones, time, consistency, training hard, eating clean, and your abs will come. I just want you to realize that just by hammering crunches in your bedroom like I did when I was 15, I thought the more I crunched, the better my abs be and the less fat I would have around that area. Stop punishing that one area like it's the problem. Consistency on all variables will fix it. I'm sorry you cannot spot reduce fat in one area unless you get cosmetic surgery, which I am not recommending. But in reality, if you're like, I've got all my fat off everywhere else, I just need my love handles, you just have to get leaner. You cannot pick genetically where it's from. As a female, you can usually hold more of it around the midsection. As a male, for me in particular, my legs and ass hold everything. My midsection actually leans out very fast. I'll always have blocks, but I might have a wider waist until I lose all the body fat and then it comes in. So I don't need to run through this anymore. That's enough. Next up, we have cardio kills gains. Cardio does not kill your gains. It actually keeps you alive because your heart health is super important. Think about it. What is the one muscle that you should probably train more than others that's super important to you being alive, but people neglect? Your heart. Whenever you do smart cardio, it improves your recovery. It helps with blood flow, pumps nutrients to the muscle. It'll actually also help you train harder because you can recover in between sets better. Think about it. Say fat, overweight, never done cardio versus somebody who's lean, muscular, but does cardio. They're able to pump nutrients around and recover in between the sets because their actual cardiovascular system is working more efficiently. And in reality, only under-eating lifters eating way too little protein or doing excessive, we're talking about 4 or 5 hours a week of cardio, is going to lose any muscle. The muscle you build on your heart will actually help you improve your lifts. A strong body with a weak heart, that's not fitness. That's like, it's like denial. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. Like I used to be one of these people, I'd be like, cardio ruins your muscle. It does not. There's nothing wrong. I box, I do MMA, I do running. I know you probably find that hard to believe. I bike on my rest days and it does make a world of difference. Next up, you won't believe it, but sweating does not mean you burn more fat. You see everybody in the saunas 24/7 going, I'm burning fat, I'm sweating. Or if you train in the gym and you don't sweat, which I used to do all the time, I used to think, if I don't sweat, I'm obviously not burning as many calories. I need to train harder. If this were true, everybody in hot countries would be shredded 24/7. Sweat is your cooling system. It's not melting fat. You actually breathe the fat out. I know that sounds really weird, but you can sweat sitting in a sauna, you burn 0 calories. You might burn a little bit more, but not enough that there's actual difference. Fat burn is done by eating less or burning more calories than you consume, not the temperature you're sitting in. Please don't think if you drop 3 pounds after sitting in a sauna, you keep it off. Fighters do this because they're trying to weigh in. As soon as they rehydrate, the weight comes straight back on. Sweat is temporary. Fat loss is permanent. I can't believe I had to say that. Like, I can't believe my dad thinks that from time to time. Like, he thinks if you go to the sauna, that'll help you lose fat. Now, don't get me wrong, it's really good for your heart health, but it won't help you burn fat. Plus, the sauna is full of, do you know what I hate about the sauna? And this bit of I hate when you go there and everybody's just talking. I'm like, give me peace. In Eastern European countries, like when I was at Wim Hof, you get in the sauna, and you're not allowed to speak. That's a good sauna. And if you do speak, somebody's going to tell you to shut the F up, probably in Polish. But in reality, I do want to highlight that that is so, so key. If you're going to the sauna with me, please don't talk. I'm there to reflect. I'm there to enjoy the silence. Not listen to old men talk about Manchester United for the 10th time today. Next up, we have listen to your body. The worst advice, unless you're an extremely advanced lifter and you're in this game years, but especially in your first couple of years, I want you to realize that your body is addicted to comfort. Most people's intuition, right? I can barely say that word. It's like intuitive eating. It's going to say, have the cookie. You're tired. Don't go to the gym. Go to bed. That is not self-care. That is self-sabotage disguised. Listen to pain, not laziness. If it's an injury, you should stop. If it's resistance, you need to push through because your body whispers these small voices in the back of your head. Oh, Joe, you're a bit fatigued. Your legs are a little bit sore. Joe, you're going to get ill. You're going to get that. Trust me, that will slow you down more than anything else. So you do not listen to your body all the time. There's a balancing game here, but for most people, they need to go harder, not softer, and that's the God's honest truth. The next one, a cheat meal won't hurt. Oh, how I love this. If you diet all week and the cheat meal equals the calorie deficit you had or is more, you will either stay the same weight or gain weight, regardless of how the week went. So it can hurt. I hate to say it, but that is how calories work. They work over a weekly, a monthly, and a yearly basis in reality. And you see The Rock put up these mad cheat days. He is so jacked. He's like 6'2". He's probably like 250 pounds lean. Like, he's so strict, and he's probably under maintenance all week and then has that meal because it works for him. So if you can still stay at the calorie range you want for the week, you can include it. But just saying one meal doesn't impact you is a bit of a bluff to yourself. And it's the balance brigade. But then you'll wonder why you're not seeing results. It's because you're working hard all week to undo it. Imagine, right, saving $10 a day for 6 days and then spending 90 on the Sunday, you'd be negative like $30. That is what people are doing with their fat loss. Exact same thing, but with calories. Do you know where I'm coming from? Sometimes it just doesn't make sense. But when you say it like that, you're like, oh, I wish somebody told me this sooner. And that's what I'm here for. This next one is a little bit controversial. Training fasted burns more fat. If you're an enhanced athlete, there's certain things that are illegal that if you done would help you burn more fat if you were fasted. You should not do these. They're bad for your health. If you're a natural athlete, training fasted does not burn more fat. Research shows pretty much the total calories and protein drive results. Like that's really it. Not meal timing massively. Like if we break down the nutrition hierarchy, it's calories, macros, micros, nutrient timing, subs. So essentially, if you enjoy doing cardio fast, you enjoy training fast, there's nothing wrong with it. If you want an optimal approach, if you're doing weights, I would actually recommend having some carbs and protein before you train. If you're going to train super early in the morning, you want to train fast, a small amount of sugar could be really beneficial if you have a small gap between, or some caffeine as well. But in reality, if you can eat 1 to 2 hours before you work out, that will actually help you improve your muscle growth and it'll help get the session better, which is going to in turn build your metabolism and help you in the long run. So pretty much if training fasted suits your lifestyle, golden. Like I actually enjoy training fasted, but I don't think it's burning more fat. Most guys end up just training weaker because they're not fueled. So if you can't eat in the morning, eat a high carb meal the night before. That's pretty much what I do. Skipping breakfast won't all of a sudden turn you into some shredded machine, no matter what intermittent fasting people tell you. In reality, it's just a way to balance your calories over a 24/7 period. 24/7? 24-hour period. 24/7. Yes, you get my point. These are all like myths that have survived because somebody is promoting them. Somebody's probably benefiting off them. And I've also tried them all out. There's also a lot more research now, but the truth's born. You eat right, you train smart, you recover well. And if you struggle with it, you dive in with mindset, accountability to really drive you on. I'll go over more of these controversial lies, issues in another video. But for now, that is plenty. I appreciate everything massively. And if you want to work with me or one of the team, just click the link below. We'd happily have a game plan call with you. It's no pressure chat. See if we're a good fit. I'll see you in the next one. Big love. I'm out.